what you think about it, and getting their opinion, like Lisa said,
Mhm.
how they would feel about it. Some of them might turn it down.
But if it's somebody you're married
Yeah.
to or been with for years and years, you kind of know their perspective. Because men will be like, I don't like all of that fake stuff, or you don't need to get any plastic surgery. So you kind of should have an idea of where he stands on those topics anyway. So if you decide you're going to do it anyway, I have a girlfriend that got a procedure and her partner was totally against it, but
She
she's
did
grown.
it anyway.
They weren't married. They've been together for years, and she did it anyway. And
So
he
what?
did not help her with the recovery process.
Who
Are they
helped them
still
with the
together?
recovery process? And
Sisters
then
and friends.
sisters
They,
and friends came over to the house that they lived in. So even
Well, that was the other thing. They didn't like 100% live together.
oh,
100%, like they live down the road from each
Like
other.
he lived in one town, she lived in another town, and they would, go back and forth between houses.
Oh,
But she knew how he felt when she was planning to do it.
they were long distance married.
Like an hour apart, hour two, not that far.
That's a
But
long
they've been
way.
together for a long time, and she knew his stance on it. But that's at that point in her life, that's something she wanted to do, and she did it. And you know what? He got over it.
But see, and
yeah.
then them living in it seems like them living in separate towns an hour apart like contributes towards that too. Like that's a certain amount of like independence for either both of
For
them.
both.
In living in separate towns or whatever hour
But
apart.
it's only an hour.
But
They could
they've
see
been
each other.
Only
together over 15 years off and on. Like it was they weren't legally married, but they have been together for a long time.
You
they've
could.
been together for a long time, so they may have been something like common law marriage,
Hmm.
but they weren't common law because they weren't living together. They just went together for a long time.
And then business had a lot to do with the living arrangement too.